Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something super simple but really important. As you know, sometimes you have to supplemental feed the bees. We talk about sugar syrup a lot. We talk about a lot of things we do inside the hive. One thing you can do is you can add a pollen feeder to the yard. So today we're going to show you all the parts, pieces, and everything you need to hang a pollen feeder in your yard and get the bees a little bit of supplemental pollen for the season. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing I want to start with today is a basic parts list. You're going to need some 4-inch PVC. Now there's a couple different options. You can do the sewer and drain PVC, which has a real thin wall, or you can do a regular Schedule 40 or Schedule 80. You don't need those higher schedule numbers. You're not running high pressure water through it or anything like that. So the cheap sewer and drain stuff is fine. Also, if you end up wanting to, like you see right here, this is a sample one that I've made. This is about 18 inches longer, so you can make them 16 to 20 inches, whatever works best for you. But see how thick that wall is right there? This is regular Schedule 40. The reason you don't want to use this is, I'm going to show it on the screen right now, but you have these drain adapters. These adapters can hook on and actually reduce the amount of exposure on the sides. Now, like when I hang these in a tree, I usually try to put them like kind of in a north-south orientation, so if rain and wind hit the sides, no big deal. You don't want that stuff blowing into the inside, because once pollen gets wet, it gets really disgusting, gross, nasty, all that kind of good stuff. So you can buy really big pieces of pipe. The sewer and drain stuff is cheaper. You can cut it down into multiple pieces, share it with a friend, share it with somebody in the bee club. Cut the first piece at about 18 to 20 inches. You're gonna buy this packet of eye bolts here. The ones I have are about like, I don't know, like 5/16, maybe 1/4 of an inch by like 2 inches long, 1.5 inches long. You just need long enough to go through the PVC, put a bolt on the other side. I'll see if I can get this to where you can see the bolt. Yeah, it's probably not going to cooperate. Anyway, little tiny bolt on the inside, but what you do want to do is right here. After you put these in, put a little dab of some kind of a silicone adhesive. It doesn't matter what brand, what kind, anything that will seal this up and not let water get through. If water gets through and gets the pollen wet, it becomes really gross and nasty. The bees don't want to take it up and you got to get rid of all of it. Now, I want to take a second and show you real quick. This is a really high-end pollen storage container. I usually don't offer these to people, but if you want one, we do have them in our online store, $29.99 a piece, free shipping. You can't get these anywhere. I mean, they're just very uncommon. This is my pollen container. And what I do is I usually have another thing with me that I don't have right now, something that I can scoop with. But I basically use the lid to set the PVC feeder on top of, take the scooper, drop it in. We're just gonna use my hands for now. Oh yeah, we're making a mess. I'm just gonna do like 2 big scoops and that's about it. It's kind of messy, but it'll be all right. Now, from here, I'm gonna tilt it vertically, or I'm sorry, horizontally. We're gonna shake it down just a little bit, put the excess back in the container, and that's probably a little bit too much. Now, what I usually do here is I go ahead and push whatever's on the edge. I just push that in a little bit, just in case it does rain. I don't wanna have it getting to be like, it's just a soppy, gross mess. You don't wanna have to deal with that. The bees don't like it. Same thing on this side. So with some of that removed, that's kind of what it looks like right here. It's trying to track my face, so I'll get over here so you can look all the way through. And you'll just see them flying in and out all day long, gathering pollen if they need it. Now, when I hook these on, this is just regular, cheap, generic wire. You can get it for 99 cents at Harbor Freight for like a roll of 25 feet of it. Any kind of wire will do. Take a coat hanger. Whatever you have, whatever you want to use, it's completely fine. This is kind of like almost like a galvanized type of material. So it's going to do a little bit better long-term out in the weather, but outside of that, doesn't matter. The one side I've twisted around a few times to keep it permanent. The other side, I've got it set up to where I can actually just pop it out like this. Now I'm just going to go over and take it and put it on this tree right here. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. And then I just give it a little bit of a twist, and that's going to hold that on. I try to get it as level as I can. And that should keep the bees busy for a little while. Like I said, this is actually oriented north to south. It just happens to be where this branch is. But, you know, if you don't have that ability to do that, no big deal. But like I said, you can put those caps on the edge or on the ends, and it'll reduce it down to like a 2-inch high by 3-inch wide opening. helps to reduce some of the water coming in if it rains, but you have to use the sewer and drain pipe with the thinner wall. This thick wall stuff won't work. All right, folks, let me know in the comments if you like this kind of style of feeder. If you have a different idea, different plans, let us know all about it. Check us out, beekeepingfornewbies.com. Take care, everybody. Happy beekeeping.